Right now, tonight, something is happening in your backyard that you have never once stopped to think about. The feeder is empty. The branches are still. The yard looks dead. But here's the thing. It's not. Under cover of darkness, the birds you watched this morning, the ones pecking seeds off your patio, pulling worms from your lawn, singing from your fence, are doing things that sound genuinely unbelievable, things that took scientists decades to fully understand, things that, once you know them, will make you look at your yard in a completely different way. I'm going to show you exactly what's happening out there tonight. 5 things, all real, all happening within 100 feet of your bedroom window. Let's get into it. Most people picture birds at night the same way, sort of, floating around the neighborhood, perched loosely in some tree somewhere, doing nothing in particular. That picture is wrong. Every species in your yard has a nighttime plan, a specific one, and it starts in the hour before sunset. Take the northern cardinal, that bright red male you see at your feeder every morning. When the light starts fading, he doesn't wander. He moves, deliberately, directly, to the thickest vegetation he can find, a holly bush, a dense shrub, a vine tangle, and he goes to the exact same spot every single night. Same branch, same cover, week after week. Why that spot? Not primarily for warmth, for invisibility. A sleeping bird is a sitting target. Dense cover is the closest thing a cardinal has to armor. There's a good chance one of these birds has been sleeping in your yard every night this winter without you ever knowing. Now the chickadee. This is where it gets wild. A black-capped chickadee weighs about 11 grams. That's 2 pennies. 2. On a cold night, that tiny body is fighting a losing battle against the temperature, burning fat reserves it cannot afford to lose. So, the chickadee cheats. It deliberately drops its own body temperature, not by a degree or two, by up to 22 degrees Fahrenheit below its normal daytime level. Its heart slows. Its metabolism pulls back to the bare minimum. It enters a state scientists call regulated hypothermia, a controlled shutdown designed to stretch its energy through the night. And it works, night after night, through temperatures that would kill any unprotected animal its size within hours. When it finally finds a cavity to sleep in, an old woodpecker hole, a gap in tree bark, one of your nest boxes, the walls trap its body heat and hold it there like a tiny insulated room. 2 pennies, surviving a Wisconsin winter, every single night. Here's something that sounds completely made up until you see the data. The eastern bluebird is a territorial bird. During breeding season, a male bluebird will defend his nest box fiercely, chasing off rivals, refusing to share space with anyone. Come winter, that same bird will pack into a nest box with 10 or 12 other bluebirds and sleep pressed against them for warmth. Researchers have documented nest boxes in the eastern U.S. containing 12 to 15 bluebirds on a single cold winter night. Birds that wouldn't perch within 30 feet of each other during the day, sharing a 6-inch cavity without any apparent conflict. The territorial rules don't apply anymore. The math of survival has taken over. Shared body heat means making it to morning. Separation means not. Carolina wrens do something similar, sharing roost cavities in winter, even though their daytime behavior makes that seem impossible. What this means for your yard is simple. Those nest boxes and dense shrubs you've put up, they're not just breeding infrastructure. On the coldest nights of the year, they are the difference between birds that show up at your feeder tomorrow morning and birds that don't make it through the night. Here's something that sounds like science fiction. Many birds sleep with one eye open, literally. One hemisphere of the brain shuts down, the other stays awake. The open eye scans the environment, watching for movement, listening for threats. Periodically, the hemispheres switch, so both sides get rest. But the bird is never fully unconscious. Scientists call it unihemispheric slow-wave sleep. It was first clearly documented in mallard ducks. The ones sleeping at the edge of a group kept their outward-facing eye open, while the birds in the middle slept with both eyes closed. The flock was sharing the job of staying alert. Your backyard works the same way. That yard you look at through your window at midnight, dark, still, seemingly empty, is full of birds in a state of active, distributed awareness, hidden in hollows and hedgerows, monitoring the dark with half a brain, ready to move in a fraction of a second if something changes. The great horned owl that calls at 10 p.m. is being heard by every roosting bird within range. The alarm call of a robin flushed by a cat at midnight travels through the darkness to sleeping chickadees nearby. Your yard at night isn't silent. It has a sensory network running through it. You just can't see it from inside. Quick question. Which of your backyard birds are nocturnal? Most people say owls and leave it at that. Wrong. The American robin, your classic ordinary pull worms from the lawn daytime bird, will sing in the middle of the night. In urban and suburban areas with artificial lighting, robins can start their dawn chorus at 1 or 2 in the morning. The artificial light triggers the same hormonal response as natural sunrise. Their bodies think it's dawn. So, they sing. That bird song you've heard at 2 a.m. in a lit neighborhood. Almost certainly a robin. The mourning dove will throw you off differently. They look like the heaviest sleepers in any backyard. Slow, calm, unhurried. But flush one at night and you'll hear why doves have survived for millions of years. They launch into fast, whistling flight in complete darkness. And that distinctive wing whistle, it's a communication signal. Other doves hear it and know. Predator. Move. Your yard never fully goes offline after dark. Not even close. This is the part that changes things. Twice a year, the night sky above your house fills with birds. Not a few, not dozens. On peak migration nights in late April and early May, and again in September and October, millions of birds can pass over a single point in the eastern United States in a single night. Not exotic species. Your birds. The wood thrush that spent last summer in your yard left in October. It's been in Central America since then. And tonight, in late April, it's flying back north, crossing over your house right now, navigating by starlight and magnetic field, aiming for the same patch of forest it left 7 months ago. The ruby-throated hummingbird that will show up at your feeder in May. It crossed the Gulf of Mexico last night. 500 miles of open water, non-stop. No land, no rest, no margin for error. It burned fat reserves equivalent to a human running back-to-back marathons. Cornell Labs' Birdcast system, completely free, tracks this migration in real time using weather radar. On a peak night, the radar image of the eastern U.S. shows what looks like a massive weather system moving northward. Not rain, not clouds, birds. So many birds that meteorologists had to learn to tell them apart from precipitation. Above your house, tonight, right now. The yard goes quiet at dusk. The feeder empties. The branches go still. And it looks like nothing is happening. But here's what's actually true. Your cardinal is in the holly bush. Your chickadee is in a tree cavity. Its body temperature dropped. Its metabolism running at minimum, riding out the cold. Above your roofline, birds you won't see until May are moving north in the dark, navigating a continent by tools they were born with, following routes their ancestors have used for millions of years. You've been living beside this your whole life. You just couldn't see the shape of it. Now you can. Drop a comment below. Have you ever heard birds singing in the middle of the night? Or spotted something moving through your yard after dark that caught you off guard? I read every single one. Subscribe if you haven't yet. There's a lot more of this coming. And I'll see you in the next one.